Happy Easter! That's right. It's coming right up on us, and we have a plethora of Easter goodies to share with you.
From Art Impressions, and they're cute as all get out, and we're going to show you how to use them.
So, come play with us. Here are just some of the goodies that we'll be using. Now, we'll come back to this little spinner, and this may look familiar because last fall,
we used it in two different webisodes, Halloween and Christmas, because you can use it for any style of house.
And it's called a Holiday Mansion. So here we are with Easter. And this one is going to give you the mansion as a stamp, and then doors and windows and things.
Cutting dies for cutting all the little windows and doors open on that piece. But then you have an Easter one.
And the Easter one, guess what? Is full of bunnies and all sorts of sweet little characters.
And sayings. It does say Happy Easter to somebody special.
That's right.
Which is pretty cute.
So let me bring in our first project.
Oh, I do want to point out that these can be snipped apart with wire cutters so that you can use them individually. You don't have to use them all in one piece. Okay, so here we go on our sidestep card. So cute.
Isn't that just charming?
It is. It's adorable with all the little bunnies here.
We're getting closer so you can see bits and pieces of it.
The things open. The door opens. The window opens.
The door opens. It has a little, there you go. And waving, so sweet.
And up above there's a window that opens.
Here?
Okay. So super fun.
Another little bunny waving hello.
You stamp and cut out this house, the mansion, and then with all of the little cutting dies, it cuts out the windows, etc. And then you stamp all of the little bunny characters separately and place them behind those doors. And it's that simple.
And let's go over to the side. Let's get back in so we can see that pile of decorated eggs. Hello, little one.
This just looks so fun to color in with Spectrum Noir pens. Very easy to do and just fun.
And on the inside, Happy Easter to somebody special. Very, very charming.
I really like it on that sidestep card so you can see all those little bunnies everywhere like they're out in the field.
Looks like that. Very, very nice.
For Easter.
Now that works perfectly. Now of course you can do it as a card by itself, but we like the center step or the side step. Yeah, it just adds a bit of whimsy to this very fun.
I want to point out the little bunny popping out. This is also one of the little windows that gets cut out with the cutting dies, and Lene just put the little bunny just coming out of the window. I thought that was pretty cute too.
And I think this is on Sweet Life paper. Very playful and very pretty.
And that has the sidestep card has the patterns for cutting those papers that you're going to put on each one of those levels.
So you don't have to measure. So this is another very different look, a very kind of sketchy look.
And the photo.
And the photo is just perfect. So grab a bunny and a baby and you're good to go. So let's see what that stamp looks like. Just really charming.
It is,
Mom and Dad.
Really simply done. I love stamping in brown on that patterned paper, and then just a little bit of chalking to highlight the little pink ears. And I thought it was kind of cute. Susan said to me, "Do male bunnies have pink inside their ears?"
Why, yes, they do.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was so cute.
And this is a Brutus Monroe stamp, just really charming. And you know, I'd take one of those home anytime.
And very simply done. Really simple matting on this large photo, and just a little bit of the thin line gold dazzles to go around there. Very thin, but really elegant.
Yeah, you might think that those are too tiny to show up on a scrapbook page, but it's just beautiful.
It's because they're gold and they're kind of bright.
And it's got the tiny words and phrases, dazzles, just for the cherish and simple joys.
And there's all of your journaling. There are sentiments on that stamp set as well. And Susan chose not to use them on here, but they are. You can certainly use those.
It's a happy Mother's Day, a happy Father's Day. Congrats on your new little one.
So that's really useful for several different occasions.
Now this is a very different look. So we wanted to have a lot. I told you, a plethora of Easter goodies. Now these are all stamped, and as we get in, you can see them. But these were done on our old friend shrink film. That's right.
Really fun. Those are just fun pieces. They're hard once you're all done with them. They're kind of thick and they're They're nice and they're transparent. You can still see through them.
Now this was on a Dare to Be Artsy stamp, which has just this really fun, sketchy look.
Right.
And everything shrinks down about 50 to 80%.
From the shrink film. I'm actually going to show you that. It's
Oh,
only going to take
okay.
Let's look at it. So I have the shrink film here. Here's just a piece of it that we stamped on with stays on. And let me show you this side. This is the side that I stamped on. And my suggestion is, once you're done and you want to color it, turn it over so that you can use your Spectrum Noir pens to go ahead and color that in, and you're not going to be moving around that black ink. I hope I have it on the right side. If you do it on the other side, it moves the black ink around, and if the black ink gets like hazy and you get like black smudges all over it, it really shows up after you do the shrink art portion of it. Okay, so after you've got it all colored in, go ahead and cut it out, and I just use scissors to cut that out. And here it is. And this is actually Debbie's card, but I'm just repeating what Debbie has done. So I've got that cut out, and I left about a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. It's fine. You're not going to see it when you're done. And then I've got my heat tool, and this is not
rather than an oven.
Rather than an oven. That's right. It says on there that you can use an oven, which is totally doable, but we just use our little heat tool. And it doesn't take very long. I'm going to try to keep it so that you can see the magic happen. I'm going to try to keep it moving around so it's really heating that up. This doesn't really take long.
I see an antenna shrinking.
Yeah, there it goes. It's starting to move. And I've actually got my retractable penknife here so that I can start moving it. Now, if I was like this on top, it'd go a lot quicker. That's why it's going a little bit. So I'm going to keep the heat on. There we go. And it starts moving. I also have it on my craft mat because I know it's not going to stick to it. And it does give you directions on the shrink film.
And it always feels scary when it does this.
When it does this, but it is going to relax again, and it's going to settle down, and I can move it around, and I can coax it around with my...
You're playing with it.
Where is it going? Come back. It's blowing it around. Here we go. I'm going to have to get on top of it a little bit to get it finished. But see how it starts to relax and settle down. And with this, I can also turn it over and make sure that I'm getting the back too, and that really helps it to flatten out. And I can use this to sort of push it down. There, it's done.
Very neat.
Still just a little bit warm. I can turn it over so you can see either way. It's there. It's not too hot for me to pick up. But see, there is the thickness. It's about a 1/16 of an inch, maybe a little bit more. So sweet. And then you can just zot that on, and you can still sort of see through it. See that?
So again, there is each one just really, really sweet. You can read the Happy Easter perfectly. And we did have to add some Easter dazzles, you know, because that's just how we are.
Right.
And on the inside, spring has a sprung, and it's springing right there.
I love those mirror Easter dazzles. Those are just gorgeous.
Now,
and I do want to mention that Debbie used the vintage collection of the Spectrum Noir coloring system. That's a kind of a newer set.
Right.
And there's such beautiful colors on there. So really fun. A lot in there, 24 pieces.
Now, when we started, I had this little guy out there, and I said we would come back to him, and we are right now. So this is a mini bunny spinner set, and like with all of them from Art Impressions, you have the stamps and you have the cutting dies. The dies, like Gail said earlier, get snipped apart.
Right.
And let me show you. This was placed on a card like this. Are you watching? Okay, so as I lift, my little spinners are certainly spinning.
So fun, and it's an easel card.
And it's an easel card, yes.
So cute.
And then also around the edges, so you see the bunny there. Well, there's that same bunny out of shrink plastic. Absolutely charming.
Super cute. So, and we have two different sets of that shrink film. One package is clear, and one package is many different colors.
Yes, it's assorted colors.
I want to look at that. It has several colors in there, and here we go.
You can see all of them.
There you go. So 6 sheets.
You get one of each.
Right, and it tells you full instructions there on how to use that. But you did see how simple it was.
Yeah.
But the other thing about this card, it's an easel, and Debbie cut out this area right here. So I really briefly want to show show you what she did to accomplish that. So she started out with a piece of cardstock. She went ahead and covered it with the paper. And then we've got the card that she just folded that front panel in half so that you can get your easel. And then when you attach it, you're going to attach it only to the bottom half. So now you've got your easel card. Now I already did that. And something else that I already did is I got out my scallop frames template, which is what Debbie chose, and you just place it on there. She went ahead and traced around here with a pencil right through there to get that area, and then I used the retractable pen knife to cut that, but you do have to open up your card first. So this is attached, remember, on the bottom. Open it up like so, trace it, cut it out, and now I'm going to pop that centerpiece. This is what I cut out, and now you have your easel card with that window in it.
So you can put your spinner in there.
So you can put your spinner in there, which I've got, and this is what I love about these little sets. It's got the stamp for the front and for the back with the little bunny tail. That's so cute. You take your embroidery thread or twine, you tape it to the center, and then you're going to go ahead and attach these. And I would go ahead and color those in before I did this. So glue those together, and now you just have to put these above and below. Now Debbie, and now I'm going to center it on there. Debbie actually taped it right onto the front of her card here and here, because afterwards she used the template again to trace and cut out a bigger frame that would hide the tape that was used. You want to use it, you get that nice and tight, and then you can twist it when you're ready.
Okay.
Before you give that card to someone.
There you go. And this is, and then on the inside of her card, she's got "Somebody Loves You." So in among the Easter grass.
One more thing I want to show you on this card is this piece here is actually shrink art. And what Debbie did was she printed out on a printer what she wanted. She knew it had to be pretty large, and the shrink film will tell you about how large you have to make something if you want it to come down to a certain size. This is the one that she chose, and then she just took her shrink film and sort of taped it in place, and then she traced over that with a Spectrum Noir pen. Now that's the way I would do it too, but I also wanted to mention, so you can print out any version of what you want and how you want to trace that. It depends on how much work you want to do when you trace it. I actually did this one, traced it with my pen and colored it in, and so here's the result. So a different version of that, and she then used the pen on the edges, and then she heated it up, and it shrunk it down, and there you go.
Very fun. And
so
as you can see, this has the colored shrink film that was being used. And on the first one, it was the clear.
Film. So yeah, you've already got that color on there. So cute.
So as you can see, lots of Easter.
I wanted to mention.
The dazzles?
I did have one of those dazzle sheets because we didn't have it otherwise. So these were the ones that were used, and there are lots of other great looks on there. So Happy Easter, you've got bunnies, you've got eggs, and they're in that mirror gold. So pretty. Okay.
So as I said, a plethora of Easter goodies. Very, very fun, and you can get a very soft, nostalgic look and playfulness in all shapes and sizes.
All together, and like I said, cute as I'll get out.
That's right. We'll see you next week.